I get cheers to all that? I know last time. Let everybody get a food and so we can. All right, good morning, everybody. I didn't know since when Region 3 get so soft that y'all gotta be in AC at 6 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. I thought we'd be sitting outside. If it can arrange outside, it's gonna be good. And I hope it's not our guys who do that nonsense. But let me say how pleased I am to be here this morning. And we're meeting here this morning because after my engagement yesterday morning on the seawalls of Georgetown with a number of young people, we received calls from Region 3 of the young people's interest in Region 3 to be a part of similar initiative and for us to discuss ways in which we can bring these initiatives to Region 3. And that is why right away I told the young people and some of the guys who called to organize this morning, I'm coming over to meet the young people and for us to have an engagement on how we can do this together, how we can work with a group of young people here in Region 3 also, especially integrating you in opportunities with food production. So those are the things that I want to talk to you all about. And Colin is here. We'll talk a bit about home ownership, empowerment through home ownership. Minister of Agriculture, of course, the agri-business opportunities we want to talk to you about. We have Indar, Tandy, and all the leaders, Vikash in the region. Dr. Waltron is here too. So the discussion and discourse we'll have this morning will be one in which we have the technical people, and as soon as the CEO of the bank arrives, we'll have him also. But first, I want you, this is a relaxed environment. This is not, I don't want you all to look as if you're in school. This is a relaxed environment, one in which we'll work together. I don't want you to look as if you just wake up to. I want you to look energized because I ain't here to sleep. Y'all young people, if you can't have energy at 5 in the morning, something wrong, right? So let's go, get your breakfast. By the time they'll see we can fix us up outside, and then we'll have the discussion. All right? So y'all go and get breakfast in the meantime. Good. What happened with these young people here, man? When I finish here on car, y'all to run from here to be home.
He's gonna eat and y'all gonna eat and drop it. But the feeling there is national TV right now. Get pictures.
Good morning. Y'all wake up now? Huh? You needed the food? Y'all wake up? Over there, y'all wake up? Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna try one more time with y'all. Good morning. What what we are hoping to achieve here requires people to be a bit bolder, right? Not to be timid. If y'all saw yesterday, y'all asked me to come over here. I don't expect you to be timid. I like to be frank and real with young people. Okay? You're not you're not asking to be part of a children activity. You're not asking to be part of a growing up party. You're asking to be part of a very important initiative. A part of an initiative that requires confidence, that requires maturity, that requires you to demonstrate that you're ready to embrace something bold, innovative, and something that would help in the transformation of your own lives and within the community. Something to bring young people together. We together on that? Something that requires you to wake up confidently every morning. To wake up with the desire and zeal and the energy and the enthusiasm to succeed. To wake up with the attitude to win and succeed. That is different from waking up normally every morning. Waking up every morning the same way is boring. Waking up every morning with a different drive, with a different sense of purpose, with a sense of direction, with a sense of will, with a sense of determination, with a sense of accomplishment, that is different also, right? And that is what we want to capture out of young people. That exciting time in your life when you want to achieve, when you want to reach beyond your boundaries positively. I know some of y'all face a different face if I see y'all in the wedding house. So the same aptitude and attitude you display when you believe you're happy, you have to display that same aptitude and attitude when it comes to creating opportunities for yourself, when it comes to embracing opportunities for yourself, when it comes to reaching for opportunities. All right? So when y'all saw the program yesterday, Tandy, Indar, Vikash, y'all message, y'all let's reach out to people and say, oh, young people in Region 3 want the same thing. I want the same passion also. Because we intend to work all over the country on bringing these opportunities. Young people with applications for house lot before 2020, we want to make home ownership easier. Let me give you a simple example. Every day people will drive past the Demerara Bank at Lenora. 8 months in operation. 8 months in operation. Would you believe that that bank in 8 months of operation has already conducted over $1 billion of business? In 8 months of operation. Most of it is for housing and home ownership. And most of that housing loan is for people below 35 years. So there's never been a time in the history of our country when young people, you young people, had this real opportunity to win, to be successful, to accomplish. And that is why I am here, members of the cabinet, with youth leaders, community leaders, with senior public servants, with the CEO of a bank, Demerara Bank, that is willing to work with us on this special initiative I want to talk to you about in this region. But what I want to accomplish is a bit different from the creation of individual wealth. Because I believe that wealth creation from a cross-section of the community, from a pooling together of young people, is an important part of the One Guyana concept. Because it helps to integrate, to network, and importantly, to grow a level of responsibility, trust, collaboration, and support for each other that cut across community, that cut across social, cultural, religious, ethnic differences. And that allows us to grow together, to prosper together, to build together. And when we build, grow, and prosper together, we cannot do anything to see each other fail after that. We then have a responsibility to ensure each of us succeed every day in our life. So, there are 3 things we want to achieve here today. One is to work with young people, as I said, 2020 and before in this region. And we want you to be integrated in the building of your homes. And let me give you an example. I don't want you to hang your hat at the top of the tree now. You will learn how to hang it, how to first plant it, nourish it, and climb branch by branch. So the low income, low moderate income homes are what we're going to target. And let me give you an example. Because of the cross-subsidization of the government, when you acquire one of these homes, you acquire a home above the valuations. So for example, the initiative that we are launching here with you, you will get a home, let us say the home is $6 million or $6.5 million, right? 5.5. So start from 5.5. The bank gives you $6 million. That is what we're working with the bank to go as far as possible to valuation. So you pay for your home, and the $500,000 becomes investment money for you. And what we want to do is to work with the bank, work with our technical officers on converting that 500,000 investment in building a business model that will support your mortgage and support empowering you and building opportunities for you. So if you got a job now, for example, or you have something that you're doing, that income becomes stable. But this opportunity in building net worth, in building net asset, allows you now to bring in new income, to expand your household income, to empower you without burdening your existing revenue stream. And for some of you, it will be creating new opportunities. So, how do we do this? To ensure, one, it does not affect what you're doing now. Two, it is modern, it is futuristic, it is interesting, and it is part of what we want to achieve nationally. So, in this region, the Ministry of Agriculture would identify 5 acres of land in which we'll do high-tech agriculture production, food production. One of it will be poultry, but not poultry in the traditional way. If I ask you to find $50 million for an investment in a tunnel house now, you might cost me. Any one of y'all, right? But if I ask 10 of you, or 20 of you, to come up with 500,000 each, to raise $10 million, then you become very interested. And then we get the bank to back us for 40 million because we are raising 10. And we do the tunnel houses that can do 40 to 45,000 chicken every crop. We're satisfying demand. You know, 20 of you now own a $50 million capital facility with a $100 million business. Just imagine. In 8 weeks, you transform your whole outlook in life. From a job, yes, which is important, from maximum capital of $500,000 to being part of a $100 million business venture and investment. And that is the power of the collective. That is the power of the idea that we are generating. So, under this One Guyana initiative, I'm planning to target young people all cross sections, whether it's athletes, bring them together, young people in the banking sector, bring them together, young people in the insurance sector, bring them together, young people from the fields, bring them together. So that is why, and let me tell you how far we're going to help. So Colin is going to talk to you about the housing. Right away, we'll launch an initiative. The cabinet members and those with responsibility for this region, we put together a committee. The committee is Indar, Minister Mani Chan, Zulfi, Colin, Tandy, Erica, and other people, right? And we'll ask, and you see what we're doing here? We are breaking the bureaucracy. We have asked the CEO of the bank to come himself. Yesterday we asked the CEO of GPTI to come himself. When we go to the East Bank, East Coast, we'll ask different banks. because we want to challenge the banks to respond to. And respond in t-shirt and jeans. Respond in a way in which we bridge the divide. We remove the barriers. And we make it flexible, easier. That is why I came with my track bands. I like wearing track bands anyhow. So, this journey that we're going to talk about today is a very significant journey, a necessary journey. And that is why I took time to be here myself. Easily delegate this. But I want you to understand how important this is for you young people. Are we together? Yes. Are we together? Yes. Good. So, to support you and to show you how serious we are, I have Dr. Waldron, Lionel, Lal, all of them. Dr. Waldron, raise your hands. Dr. Waldron would work with you. We have an economist from the Ministry of Agriculture. We have a business development specialist that will work with you on doing up the entire proposal for the Agri-Tech Center in this region. Because when we finish here and they gone out, more young people call us to join. And then we will raise the capital and launch the Agri-Tech Center, in which you guys will be owners. The days for applying to lands and survey for 10 and 20 acres or 5 acres gone. You don't have that land available. So we have to learn to work as business collective, developing an ecosystem to support the initiative. And the land valuation in this region is very high. So we have to, and that is how we're working with the bank. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So Dr. Waldron, he will speak to you about what we are doing at Monrepo, about what we're doing in the livestock industry, about the opportunities, about how this can transform your life, and how technically he's going to help with this. So we're going to ask Dr. Waldron to speak first, then Minister Zulfi, or then we give Tandy to speak a bit. Then we'll ask Indar from the region, Colin, Zulfi, and of course, after Tandy, I'll ask the CEO to talk to you about how they're going to support the initiative. Because guess what? We have an assurance that this initiative will see interest rate from the bank at 4.5% because of the agribusiness sector. Now imagine that. Just that alone, that win alone is enormous. That win alone is enormous. You know, when I went for my first loan at the bank, it was a struggle. I was negotiating to move from 14% to 13.9. I had to find collateral. Here's where, I mean, when people say they don't have opportunity, here is where, you know, I wish if we had a CEO from a bank who would come, and when the rain coming and still sit out here and listen. Well, listen, y'all, go ahead and eat, you know. So, Dr. Waldron, get the ball rolling.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. President. Good morning, everyone. When His Excellency spoke about zeal, energy, getting involved, I smiled. Because whenever I have these opportunities, I am more than elated to share what we're doing and my experience with you guys. Yesterday's interaction was an excellent one. So when I was told I had to come this morning, I was up since 3 preparing for this assignment again. I want to give you briefly
And Dr.
an
Walton,
overview.
you should tell them that every day for the last 4 years, that is what you guys have been doing.
It's a part of our lives. As I would have mentioned yesterday to the group, when you're in agriculture in general, you can't worry with rain or sun, night or day. It's about generating wealth. That is what agriculture is about. Let us stop thinking about the hardships that were associated with agriculture back in the past. And I have a surprise for you, Mr. President. 3 weeks and 5 days ago, I think, to be exact, we would have launched that program in Monrepo. And you would have given us a specific task to involve the youths, those who would have graduated from GSA and UG. Region 5, 3 has 6 persons on that group. And 3 of those 6 already are in production. All right? So this morning, you guys should see this as an opportunity. And when His Excellency spoke about the tunnel pen a while ago, I did some quick calculation. And if we run 10 batches per year, check it, 10 batches per year, and we say we use 10 weeks, disinfect everything, we're looking at a gross of 468 million. All right? That is what we're looking at. So when we speak about generating wealth, these are the kind of figures we're looking at, and we want you guys to get involved. In addition to that, if I can go back a little, the group that we were working with, we would have started with 42. Now we have 63 youths, young persons who are involved. Some in duck production, some layers, but the majority are in broiler production. And what is interesting about this group today, I'm seeing a lot of females. We would have been tasked. This is a part of the policy, and we've been doing it throughout to ensure that females and young people are involved in everything that we do, in all of our programs. And on that program, we're doing excellent in terms of female participation. In Region 6, Mr. President, a recent graduate from the Guyana School of Agriculture, she is now supplying 1,000 eggs per week to the hatchery at Monrepo, duck eggs. And she's selling back ducklings at $500 per duckling every single week. She has no need to call the president or minister for a job. I want to work with GLDA. She is generating. She now has 6 persons working with her. That is the direction in which we want to go. In addition to that, Mr. President, I know you said we should stick to the poultry operation, but
Go beyond.
again, you would have launched the Small Ruminant Program Initiative in Region 5, and we would have had some visitors from Region 3. Some youngsters just like you, and we would have done a feature, and we're continuing that next week with that group. The number 1 sheep breeders in Guyana are from Region 3. The best you can find in the country are from this region. And they don't have 5 acres of land. This is 2.5 and 1 acre. And they are the best you can find. How much they're generating per weaner? This is 6, 7, 8 months old. I know all of us love to think US dollars. It's 1,500 to 2,200 US dollars per animal, breeding animal they're making. This is no joke. This is serious business. So when you see we make certain investments, it's for a specific reason. We're looking down the line. And you guys have an opportunity to continue to build on that. Part of our capital program last year, and we're continuing this year, is to have a duck processing facility in Guyana. It will be the first of its kind. When we visited the Tomeri area, we visited a farm. His Excellency had the meeting on the farm, and certain commitments were made. I am happy to report that that unit will be in Guyana before the end of Agriculture Month. All right, so those are some of the things that we're doing. That unit wouldn't run by itself. It needs supply. Again, you guys have an opportunity. Jump on board, get into duck production. Duck is serious business. Every weekend there's, Prezi spoke about the wedding house and we can't have enough duck meat in this country. So that's another low hanging fruit for you. And I don't want to take up too much of time, but I have another secret for you guys, which is honey production. We need to start tapping into the conservancies, all those areas. We're doing the mapping right now, and my minister is here. He's going to touch on some of those things, but I'm telling you, those are low hanging fruit with which you guys can grab all of them and we can continue to move as a group. We're here to support you. Don't worry with the time. As I used yesterday, I told one of the youngsters, I can't sleep before 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. So feel free. Call me at any time, 623-0100, and we can always talk. I can make someone available so that you can move your program and move it quickly. We don't want to start a conversation and next year, August, we're still talking about it. We want production by that time. So, Mr. President, I'm going to wrap up here. I think I would have given a little brief overview for now, so I'll be open for question and interaction after this.
I know we get a real thing here, some F1 and some real original thing here, right? Right, Father? All right. So, Candy, some words of encouragement.
Right. It's a big group. So good morning again, everyone. Good morning. Morning. Gosh, man, you're not country people. You're supposed to be up by 4:30. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Right, Jasmine? You wake up yet? Long ago? No. Right. So it is really a pleasure to see all of you out here so early in the morning. And it's a pleasure to interact with you. It's more a pleasure to envision what your future will be as individuals and as a collective. There's strength in numbers. And if there was a better time where that is true, it is now. And you have to prove that there's strength in numbers. There's also strength in diversity. Because in this diversity you see here, we have a diversity of talent, a diversity of innovation. And that diversity is what will drive the production the president has been talking about. Food security is an issue. In fact, it's food insecurity is an issue in the Caribbean. More than 4.1 million of us are food insecure. And it's exciting that we have a group of young people in Region 3 who've identified themselves as being pioneers of food security. You want to lend to that production, aid the production of food, the wide cross-section of food, so that Guyana, we can really be the breadbasket of the Caribbean as we have been touted to be. Listen, be bold in this initiative. Be confident. What we like to say? Every day is selling day, but not every day is buying day. But if you wake up in the morning confident in this initiative, confident in your ability to contribute positively to the growth of this initiative, every day you can engage in both selling and buying. So I'm here. My number is, what's my number, Minna? 629-772. If you need a word of encouragement, I'm here for that. Right, Minister in there? A word of encouragement, I'm here for that. Nice words, kind words. Even a word to push you when you need to be pushed, especially in the morning. I'm here for that. You can reach out to me at any time if you need guidance in how to get yourself going. I'm not an expert in agriculture. I may be an expert in talking too much. Somebody needs to tell me to stop. But I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the prospects. We can indeed move Guyana forward, right? Good. So I'm looking forward to all of you contributing significantly to that.
I'll ask the CEO of the Renara Bank to talk to us now, all right?
Morning, Mr. President, members of the cabinet, and the people here gathered this morning.
Good morning, morning.
Morning,
Morning.
morning. And not just for those gathered here, but those who are listening and those who will hear this message. In the spirit of what Dr. Walker said, peace and secrets. This is not a secret. Banking is not difficult. Getting a loan is not difficult. The banks basically need two things, two areas: who you are and what do you want to do. That's it. Who you are is defined in basically your ID and what you do. That is it. It is as simple as it can get, and the bank is making it much more simple and accessible. Now, the Amara Bank has launched a lot of lending schemes to help Guyanese. Those, one of which is an unsecured facility of $1.5 million in the agricultural sphere. Whatever you want to do in agriculture, the Amara Bank has a program to start you off. And that can grow as you go along. The interest rate on that is 4.5%. So the interest rate on that is 4.5%. Okay? Now,
When you say 1.5 unsecured, that is 1.5 without collateral at 4.5% interest, right?
so usually in the past, you would find that unsecured facility comes with a 20% interest rate, right? And you would expect when you hear banks say unsecured, there's some catch in it because they may charge you some fees. So there's no fees, not a single fee. It's basically you bring a plan, a viable plan. The Amara Bank evaluates it and say, yes, you get a loan and you pay 4.5%. If you repay before, you only pay the interest on what you, for the time of which you had the loan. So there's no penalty, there's no hidden charge, and there's no fee. We are a Guyanese bank. We're here to support Guyanese. We're here to support Guyanese program. And that is what our mission and motto has been. Our Leonora branch, which will be more convenient to everybody here, we have a team that is ready, dedicated, trained to help to guide you. We're making much more easier. So the Amara Bank has launched what we call same-day approval on certain loans. This is not a promotion. This is a change of service. Meaning that you can come in for a car loan, a housing loan, and on the same day you'll know, yes, you've qualified, and yes, this is the documentation for you to sign with the Amara Bank to say you have a loan. These are the terms and conditions. It's not a promotion, it's a change of service. It's how we improve doing banking in Guyana, making it easier. And we're going a step further. You may think that, listen, I don't want to come in the bank, I don't have the time, or I'm afraid to speak to a banker. The Amara Bank, in maybe a month's time, is launching a platform where you can apply online, everything, and you know whether you've got approval or not, without seeing a banker, without speaking to a banker. Everything is so simplified, where you input the information, and the Amara Bank is able to tell you within the same timeline whether you have gotten a loan or not. Now, on the housing side of it, loans are as lower than those loans at 3.5%. The low-income loans, the government has made it so affordable. 3.5%, and the Amara Bank has gone further, where we have waived all the fees, and we have negotiated with the attorney to waive 50% of his fee. So, home ownership, we are making it much more affordable. We are doing our part. We are making it simplified for you. And at any time, you can visit our branch at any location. And you can have those information. You can have your application. You can know it's not a running around where a bank will say, oh, you have to bring this. It will take 2 months. No. Gone are those days where we're here for business. You want to do something, it is viable, the bank is here to support you. Thank you.
You know, using one example, which is tunnel house. What Dr. Waldron would tell you, we supported some farmers on the highway, and they're doing shade house with celery, right, Dr. Waldron? Yeah. Just with celery. Spent of about 1 point saying. And after the first 6 weeks, every month, easily, those farmers are generating over $350,000 every month. Just showing you. And you can do that on a little piece of land. 40 by 100. So the 5 acres we're going to set aside will be in high flood. The tunnel house. Years ago, oh, I know a lot about chicken. Because I'm a farmer too. Years ago, a 45,000, first of all, we used to max out Waldron at what? 6,000 chicken per pen. We never encouraged to go beyond 6,000. So to do 45, you needed about 1 pen for rotation, about 8 pen. Because you had to rest the pen. Those days, you rest the pen and come back. Right? You need about 5 persons for every pen. That's 40 people you got running every day. With a tunnel house, 20 of you come together. Require 1 or 2 persons for the tunnel house for the same 45,000 chicken. 4 hours every day or less. Automated. That is the difference. That is how modernization has created the opportunity for farming opportunities. All right? So I'm going to ask Minister Indar from the region also now to address you. And he has a wealth of experience and knowledge in business development. That was his career before. Still is an important, that's still an important part of the work today because every day we make business-like decisions in government. So I'm going to ask Indar to speak to you.
Thank you, Mr. So can the people in the back hear me, right? So I want to talk about 3 simple things today. I want to go straight to brass tacks. As the president said, I have a long history of building business, turnaround business, building the structure up, and sustaining them in a good way. Now, 3 things I want to talk about. The first one, you heard the president talk about chicken. Now, you might say, well, chicken been around since Noah was a boy. Why are we talking about chicken now? I'll tell you on the demand then why we're talking about chicken now. So right now, they have 3 FPSOs, they have 6 drill ships, they have about 60 supply vessels, all of them you don't see. They come in and out. That alone has gobbled up the demand of the existing farmers that you have in the country. Now, you'll ask yourself, when I got this chicken, where are you going to? I can tell you, and I can tell you this with 100% certainty, that there are times when the trucks come from the big farmers and they bring chicken by small doses and sell you because they don't have. It just don't have enough. Because we are, the people that we have, the traditional population that uses chicken is now expanded in a way that every day changes. So the demand for what you're producing is already an offtake for it. It's already an offtake. So all you have to do is produce that. So that is chicken. Simple thing like cabbages. Simple thing like, the color cabbages and so. You have to import them in the country and sell them. We have to import those things. Now we start manufacturing them and we start planting them, and then you have some amount going into the marketplace. But most of it is imported by containers in the freezer containers. Things like arugula, things like cilantro, a lot of those things Those things, there's a glut in the market. So once you produce them, you farm them, here's the offtake for them. And I can tell you, if you, when this process is becomes a little mature and the plans are in place and so, we will bring in the off-takers to make sure that you have contract for off-take. We will bring in them. That's the first thing. The second thing is about personal financial planning. So if I take each one of you all on an average of 25 years old, and I said, people normally, when they go and they get they get the subjects and they get a degree or trade, they go and find a job. Finding a job is not a hard thing. You can get a job. But say the job pays you $150,000 a month. If you multiply that by 12, you might end up with a $1.8 million per year. 25 years you're at now. Your working life, if I minus that from 60 years, is 35 years you have remaining. If I take that $1.8 million multiplied by 35 years, your end of life income, your entire income for your entire life on earth is about 63 million. Now you got to eat, you got to dress, you got to live, you got to think. If I take 75% of all of the money that you will earn in your life in a job, if I take all of that money and minus your cost of living as a 75% of your income, your end of life net saving will be about $14 million. Can you buy a house with that? Can you have a nice car with that? What can you leave for your children and so? So you have to put yourself and plan long term. Look at your end of life. What am I doing now? If I go into a job, fine, I can build, I can get more education, I get a little more income. But as your income rises, your expense rises too. So what we are trying to do is give people the entrepreneurial spirit so that they can go and start businesses. So you can have a job too, but you can have business too at the side. And that adds to your income and boosts you as you go about living. And you'll find that when you start working more money, you start being more encouraged to get into the entrepreneurial side of your life. So I wanted to put that in perspective because a lot of times I talk to young people, they don't look to the end of life income. They don't even watch beyond what's in front of them. And that is the problem. So you'll get up, like what the president said, without a focus. You don't get up without a direction. You have to have that. You have to start looking at what you're doing and where you're going. That is the second thing. The third thing I want to talk about is access. For ages, since Noah was a boy, people talk about they don't have access to financing. Look, the president is here. You have access to the president. The CEO of a bank is in front of you at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. You can't complain that you don't have access. It is brought to you. People before, in our time as the president, say you can't see a CEO of a bank. What's less to see a president of a country? He's here in front of you to make sure that the guidance, the hand-holding is there. So if you have that, what else you need? You can't continue to whine. You can't continue to be a generation of complainers. You got to grab on in it, and you got to make sure that you make use of it. Right? So that's the three things I wanted to talk about this morning. One is the demand offtake for what the president is proposing in terms of agriculture, in terms of small ruminants, in terms of poultry and other farm crops as a business. And it's not something you do leisurely. You look at it as a business and you focus on building production. When you start at one level, you build on the next level. And that is how you expand. Mr. President, thank you for having me here with you. Huh? You got to explain.
Thank you, Mr. President, colleague ministers, Zofukar and Indar. Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Good. So, you've heard all the presentations that spoke about your employed and how do you earn an extra in agriculture. Well, listening to that, and then you heard about making available land for agriculture purpose. But equally important is your security of tenure. While you do all of this, in terms of earning, you also want to ensure that when you wake up in the morning with that zeal and that energy, that you do this in an environment that you're comfortable. And this is where we're speaking about home ownership. And I want to give you a little history. So Daulat mentioned to you that as low as 3.5% for low-income housing, you can borrow at that rate. But think about this. what he didn't mention, in 3 years, not 4, we're in government in 4, but as President has always said, when we started during COVID. In 3 years, the interest rate came down by 3% for low income.
4.5%.
Pardon?
From middle income is 4.5.
And middle income 4.5. Now, and in addition to that, so one of the things when people came to housing, one of their challenge was they go to the bank and the bank is asking for a collateral or a pay down of 5 or 10%, depending on which bank. All of that as a result of initiative and support from our president, who has always made home ownership, housing a priority. So this region, for example, as government, you have competing interests. Every sector wants land for some purpose. And here is an agriculture intensive region. But yet again, as government, we've been able to get land for housing, which is for Region 3, Mr. President, while the other regions we're working with 2019 and going on to 2020, we have been able to raise the year for Region 3, so we are 2021. Right? And so you have an opportunity now, young people, you have an opportunity to start now. And so all that is required is that you have to have your application or system. And as I just said, we are prioritizing for Region 3 from 2021 and prior. We are now concentrating in two areas, because here on the West Coast, land is limited. Not until when we have the opening up of new lands as a result of, you heard the president when he spoke at the commissioning of the road, that when we have the other second phase and we have the opening of new lands, as it is right now, with the resuscitation or the enhancement from the Gaisuku end, we have limited land on the west coast of Demerara. So we have been expanding at the Wales end. But we also have houses that we are constructing. So depending on how long you are borrowing for how many years, under $30,000 a month payment, mortgage, you can own your own home. Under $30,000. And that, so even for some persons who are working on the part-time job, you get 40. You go pay 30 towards your mortgage, and then your extracurriculum activity, your extra earning from agriculture, will go towards sustaining you. That is how it is for you. This is the exciting opportunity that you now have, but we want to encourage you to take up. So we have houses that we're constructing here on the West Coast, in Lenora and Grandvelt, etc. We have lands that we are making available. Once for those today, when we finish, because the team is going to stay back, those who have applications that are 2021 and prior, we will take your information and address you this week. So as early as tomorrow, the Demerara Bank will see letters asking for pre-qualification. So think about this. Do you have to start now? But you also have to want to, if I quickly just add a bit, you also have to see this that you want to achieve. You want to achieve for your children and for your own future. And so we have to now inculcate in ourselves that little energy to say, yes, it's good, it's nice to have fun. Anybody who knows me, I'm a social person too. But we have to mix that. We have to have that balance. The social will always be there. The spirit will always be there.
Repeat that.
It will always be there. So we have to know our priority. We have a major challenge. Today is Sunday, so Monday morning, we don't have persons who are not turning up at the construction site or even some other places. They can't wake up. They're not turning up. And in some cases, if the area has a wedding house, well, heaven forbid, the Monday and Tuesday. We have to change that mindset. And you go off for the weekend. We have to change that mindset. Because we are here at a business place. Their employees can't say they're not turning up because why? The business will not open. So you think about how much there are opportunities here, and we also are working in some of the communities as early as Sunday, right? Yeah. Sunday we have an engagement at the NAMCEL, We're going to be working with a group for the block making because, as I said, we're constructing houses here too. And so on Sunday, we'll engage them for them to start making some blocks. So there are opportunities too from the community level for us to work with. And we have been going around in the country working with groups who want to work with us in this area. So you should join us on Sunday, right? Sunday at 3:30, right? Yeah. 3:30. All right. So that is what I wanted to mention quickly. But you have an opportunity now to earn an extra. Don't just see that whatever you're doing now, then relax and think that's enough. You have your youthful life, so use that youthful life now to earn more for yourself. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. President. So this morning, I'm very happy to be here in the company of the President, my cabinet colleague, the CEO of the Demerara Bank, and other leaders of the region. And you here this morning is been given an opportunity of a lifetime. And you all should be more happy and more aggressive. Because this morning, as I said yesterday when the President met that group, and I went there, I joined the President halfway of that discourse. I see the enthusiasm that was there. And as soon as we finished that discourse, everybody were very, very interested to grasp the opportunity. You are in Region 3. The President is here to bring opportunities to you. This is economic empowerment for young people. And this here was denied us as youth. You all know that. And agriculture, you all might know that agriculture, you all see agriculture as a job, a menial job. We have to change that perception. That's been changed now. You heard my colleague, you heard Indar talk about it, you heard Tandy spoke about it. Young people today, they are embracing agriculture. Gone are the days when they see agriculture as a menial job, a job where only for young, old people and people who never went to school. The President launched a program a few weeks back at Manripo, where he brought together graduates from the Guyana School of Agriculture and the University of Guyana. You heard Dr. Waldron said now, how many persons are in that program? How many persons now, graduates, are earning their livelihood from agriculture? And you in Region 3, you have a golden opportunity because in there talk about the FPSOs and the oil sector. But you hear the President already pronounced and said that the ferry service that will go, start between Guyana, Trinidad, and Barbados will be coming to Parika. So you have to produce food to load that ferry service. And what we are seeing now in this country, what we are seeing now in the Caribbean, we have never seen it before. Because today, Guyana have taken its rightful place. There was a period in our history when we have lost that place from 2015 to 2020, when Guyana, since the inception of CARICOM, Guyana always lead in agriculture. But from 2015 to 2020, we had lost that place. When I became Minister of Agriculture, CARICOM wanted to craft a food strategy, and it was that strategy was being led by St. Vincent. But at the first CARICOM heads of government meeting in Belize, I went with the President. The President took back that position, and today Guyana is leading the entire CARICOM in food security. You know what we are doing now? Everybody is looking forward to His Excellency leadership. We are now helping Barbados. We are helping almost the entire Eastern Caribbean country to build their agriculture sector. We help Trinidad to resuscitate the rice industry, whilst we are developing our agriculture sector. Although now we are an oil and gas producing country, Guyana, you will see a revolution in agriculture. The President spoke, and he's very passionate. Let me be very, very frank. The President is very passionate about the agriculture sector to ensure that we build our food sector and we become food secure. We are producing now 60% of the food that we are consuming when we started out in government 4 years ago. Now what we have done, since the last 4 years, we've gone into new crops. We've gone into corn and soya. Next year, we might be self-sufficient in producing all our needs in corn and soya, in reducing almost $40 million import. $40 million US dollars import. We are now young people are going to high-value crops. a number of young people now with the Shade House program that we have. And you have that opportunity. I was just asking Dr. Waldron, what is the demand for us? 1.5 million eggs we need weekly in hatching eggs in this country. We are importing $3.2 billion in hatching eggs.
So just let me pause, Minister.
Yeah.
You see the chicken and you eat the chicken, you buy KFC and everything. But you don't understand the business behind it. 1.5 million, and that's only current demand,
Right.
of hatching eggs imported every week.
And 3.2 billion.
$3.2 billion of business annually imported.
Imagine what you can do. So while just sitting down, contemplating what to do in life, you have here your leader, the president, bringing opportunities to you. So you have to embrace it. All of us should compliment the president in bringing that to empower young people. And this morning you have a golden opportunity. The president talked about the Tunnel House program. Dr. Waldron explained it. We talk about the high value crops that we are doing. We can extend that. We're talking about the hatching eggs. We are going to other areas too because we don't want to be a primary producer only. We are going to value added. And that is where we are now building cold storage. Right here at Parika. Right here at Parika, I don't know how many of you knew that we have a cold storage facility there and an agro-processing facility at Parika. How many of you all knew that? Only one person, you see? One person. And that has been in operation for the last 5-6 years. So these are the opportunities we have to take on. And as I said, that these opportunities, we have here the CEO of the bank. He outlined how you could get it done. Very, very simple. The president told you how the funds you have to raise. And we can make this happen within months. We can make this happen within months. And many of you who are interested here this morning, we can start this program. And by Christmas, you can be ready, you can be empowered, and you can start to earn your own money for the Christmas holiday. Let us do that. Let us agree this morning. The president already gave me the instruction. He spoke 5 acres of land. We'll start immediately. We have the CEO of NDI. Will start immediately from tomorrow to clean up the land and get it ready. Let us now take up this opportunity. The technical aspect, Dr. Waldron will work out with you. The write-up for the bank, everything. We have the CEO here who agree now what the system will be. Let us take it up within a matter of weeks. We can get the tunnel house imported. We already spoke to a supplier yesterday because of yesterday's program. He will supply us within 2 weeks. He'll get and we can get that right also in Region 3. So within a month, we can set up at least 2 tunnel houses in Region 3 and start production immediately, coming out of this morning's discourse. And all these opportunities exist. And that is why Guyana, as Stanley rightly said, that Guyana now is being seen again as the powerhouse in agriculture. As one, and we'll make it there, the best basket of the Caribbean. While I am speaking now, funds have been made available and we have started the construction of a food hub at Yarrow Cabra. We have cleared the land already. The first phase of that contract is out to do the columns, and only 2-3 weeks ago we started to do the foundation. The cabinet gave no objection. So that food hub we'll build there. We'll need produce to supply there. Guyana, as I said, will take in the slacks because you all know that we have to reduce the food import bill by 25% in CARICOM. And a lot of things that we are importing, we will reduce that and the slacks will be taken up by Guyana. Because what we have flatlands, we have arable lands, we have fresh water. The Caribbean country doesn't have all those things. So we have to make use of it. And for the future of agriculture, you, the young people. That is why the president talked about modernizing this sector, make it more resilient. And that is why when 20 persons normally is used to be in a tunnel house to do the work, you get only 2 persons with the modernization that we are putting, with the mechanism that we are putting. So you have a golden opportunity here this morning. Your government is empowering young people. You are the future of this country. And all of us, all of you should grab this opportunity, bring in more young people, Let us take this challenge that we are having here this morning. We will work with you. We will give you all the training. No matter you don't know anything about poultry or you don't know nothing about farming, we will make you the specialist. We will train you on the spot. We have our people to work, hold your hand and take you through the process. So let us take this opportunity, and for young people, let us be very thankful that we have a president who have this country future at heart. Let us ensure that we give him all our support and continue the progress he started in 2020 so that our future can be secure. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoki. Now, before we open up the floor, as I said, we have assembled a team that will help you to write the business proposal, business plan, that will give you all the technical training, the extension work. We're going to work with you in establishing the agri-tech business zone. But outside of that, because you maybe have about 40 persons here, maybe 20 or 30 of you might be interested in working together and raising the money for the tunnel house. Some of you may already have a piece of land. If you want to do pig rearing, for example, we will help you with that. If you want to do a shade house, we'll design it for you. We'll work with a bank. We'll do a business plan for you. We'll tell you what you can get into, and you can do that because we want to support all ideas and give you an opportunity that best fit what you want to do. All right? So in this region, to guide things, as I said, we have Minister Indar. He will be supported by the technical team and Vikash. Where is Vikash? We have Vikash, a very strong, hard-working community activist. Where is he? A very strong, hard-working community activist. Just graduated with his law degree with distinction from the University of Guyana. But his focus right now is to ensure my community work is done. So I want to say to you that this is your time. Now, I've learned to be successful in this small country. In a small country, people like to make plenty noise. You have all kind of characters on social media. Some clowns and some outright idiots, to put it mildly. Block the noise out. Learn in your life to block the noise out. Some of your friends might call you and say, man, I went to waste time this morning. Block the noise out. Let the result speak for itself. You don't need to prove to anyone who you are. You need to prove to yourself how successful and productive you can be for yourself, your family, your community, and your country. Let's look at some of the characters that speak on social media and let them point to something they've accomplished. Let them point to something they've built. All the good books say, when you see ignorance, walk away from it. Turn away from it. Because ignorance can only draw you to negativity. Ignorance can only draw you into trouble. Ignorance can only draw you into situation that can have all types of outcomes. That is why if you're on the road rage, a man cuss you, don't think you got to cuss back and fight back. The best way, go peacefully, let the law take its course. Do not let emotions ever overtake your ability to think for yourself. So learn to block out the noise. Learn to focus. Learn to set sight on a goal and work on that goal. And that is why when we do it together, we have a support mechanism. All right? So the floor is yours now. Any questions you may have, any comment, any idea. All yours. And don't be shy, anything. You understand?
No problem. Um, Me being here, I'm very happy for the opportunity. Yeah, no problem. Me being here personally, I'm very happy for the opportunity. Listening to all the ministers speak, it aroused something in me that not normally would get up from farming. Like people know back in the days, as you might say, it was like, oh, them old people is farm, man, or and people that went school, them go farm.
Well,
But
the president changed that, right?
yes, basically, and listening to everyone here speak today, and seeing so much person that are out here this morning, it aroused something in me. Like it's more than just farming; it's a livelihood. Cause at the end of the day, we can build thousands of buildings, but we gotta eat. We have to eat, and we have to sustain ourselves. And we just can't import in all the time. We have to create. And as they say, the old people would say, plant it. And we would have walked away. For the young people, some of us would walk away from that tradition. We always know, oh, you just go in the market and buy it. We ain't got no problem. We don't understand the mechanism behind it. But now, listen out here, listening to everyone, you now understand, like, okay, I can not only buy it, but I can also sell it. I can produce and I can prepare this stuff and we'll have a offset. Because me personally, I was saying, oh, all right, I can start with some chicken, but you're thinking on a small scale. Because if you start on a large scale, thinking to yourself, where all this chicken gonna go with the market? But now that we understand that there is a market, there is an offset, there are person, there are organization that wants these products, we can say, look, we can tap into this. We just have to work together. As I would mention to my friend on my right, only the other day me and he was spoken and said, we gotta do this thing together. Me alone can't do it. You understand? Come together because what you might have, I might not have. But come together, we have more. Because we do figuring. I said, look, I have transportation. We can go and get what we gotta get. Because for wait for somebody to bring it for you, it becomes difficult. You can't sit down and wait. You gotta get up and go. So I'm really, really happy for this opportunity.
And if you want to expand that, Dr. Walton.
Yeah, I'm going there. I'm going right there. We need a conversation after. I'm going there and I'm going there.
And you see, you made a very important point. Growing up, we all always hear Christmas time, chicken short, egg short. It was short because we didn't have storage capacity. The cost of electricity was too high. So some of these same jokers that is writing in the newspaper and talk all the time, that would have been solved if we had the hydropower by now. That is why it's important for this gas to shore project to be completed, because the cost of electricity will come down by half. And when that comes down by half, in every region, we'll have huge cold storage facility. So that when you have your chicken, in times of overproduction, we bank there, we chicken bank there. That's how it's done all over the world. That's how it's done all over the world. And that becomes our hub for the regional market also. All right? Good. Anybody else want to say something? Look at Topco Juice. They can't get enough fruits in the country. They need 5 million tons of different variety of fruits annually for Topco Juice. Huh? Oh, yeah.
You would have asked us to make certain things available. We have a board which can serve their interests. So whenever they are ready, they can deal with it.
All right, good. Yeah, we're open. Anybody from the back want to say anything or ask any question? Anybody from the back? Anybody on this side? Yes.
Good.
Good morning, Mr. President, and all ministers at the head table. My name is Minette. I am currently farming. It was something that was passed down from generation. My grandmother farmed. We have a land. Pardon?
My great-great-grandmother passed.
I don't know the song.
My great grandmother passed it down from I get it from my granny, and granny gave it to me. Something. She was
Something
born
like
with
that.
it, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, so my grandmother farmed cassava because our land is in Lookout. She had a portion of land in Lookout and a portion of land in Salem. And God rest the dead. She passed on. Her children and grandchildren inherited those lands and they continued the farming. But I think over time, persons lost interest for whatever reason. So I'm currently farming a portion of the land.
How much land you have?
The land is 9 point something acres.
You want plant all in cassava?
I did not plant all in cassava. I started with 2 point something just to get the feel of it. Because of course, while my aunts and uncle and cousins, they were farming, we were in school, and so we weren't exposed to that. But the land is there, and like you said, it's something in me, and so I decided to start the farming. It was not easy, but I was happy that I had persons that are farming in the area that lended the support because I'm the only female, young female farmer there, so I got the support. So I'm currently reaping cassavas. And of course, right now the market is fluctuated with cassava. So the demand, of course, is not really there, and the price is very low. So my problem is that I have all this cassava now, but it's not moving off as fast as.
How much you have? Because let me tell you what we're doing for cassava. And one of the things, I'll tell you why. And our success, enormous success we've had with cassava. 3 years ago, we were getting 15 tons of cassava, 18 tons for every acre of land. We brought in a new variety. And with a new variety, we are now getting 30 tons per acre.
Almost double. Yeah.
From 18 tons per acre to 30 tons per acre. So a lot of people gone back into cassava. We now have a program where we are buying the cassava, the government, at $30, the same wholesale price that you guys are selling at $30 per pound. So you'll talk to the minister afterwards. You have bought a lot already out of Porica. What are we going to do? Because we want to expand it. Right now, we are procuring the factory. We are procuring a factory that will produce cassava flour. 100% cassava flour, and then cassava mix with the normal white flour and cassava flour. Because there are niche markets for these products, and we are targeting these products. And once we have the cassava mill and cassava factory, the cassava can't spoil no more because we're taking it to the factory. When
We dare procure it now. We about should come to cabinet shortly.
so the procurement process for the factory is ongoing right now. Whilst we're doing that, in the hinterland region, we're giving them smaller mills so that they can convert the cassava, longer shelf life, and they have the cassava bread and so on, and
The farine.
the farine, because farine has a major market globally also. So we are not afraid. Don't worry. We're going to work with you. Sweet potatoes is another thing that you can do on those lands. So what we will do, like persons like you, will sit with you and we'll show you a business plan. What we are encouraging persons to do too is whilst you plant a long cycle crop, because cassava for the first time is a long cycle crop. If you have 9 acres of land, we're encouraging you to dedicate 1 acre to short cycle crop. So you'll have steady and current revenue using shade house. So you can have your seasoning, you can have your celery, you can have your shallot, you can have your cucumbers, your peppers, all of these things. So with the long cycle, dedicate 1 acre to short cycle. And that is what we'll work with you on showing you how we can do it. And
Actually, I was thinking of how can I translate into something else, because as you say, cassava is long term, right? And I have all this land unutilized. How can I now do something that's going to be bringing in.
And you're not in a residential area.
No, I'm not in a
So,
residential
so,
area.
Waldron, we can talk to her also about the pig rearing, right? And the duck. Because if she's not in a residential area, and exactly,
pigs.
so we'll work with you on that and the duck.
Thank you.
What about this young man here? Y'all want to say anything?
I'd just like to thank you guys for coming out and gave us this opportunity to meet with you. Probably right now I'm gathering thoughts, and afterwards I'll reach out to you guys.
Well, we want you to gather your thoughts fast, right? So, so yes, go ahead, please. Wait. I want you to speak up a bit, right? I want you to give me a strong voice.
So I have the land space, and since you were talking about the poultry rearing, I think I'm interested. So the land is 360 feet in length by 125 feet. I'm not sure that's how many acres.
Where are you from?
I'm from Blankenberg,
Okay. So you want to do something by yourself?
because I think you mentioned if you have the land
Yes.
space. Yeah.
So what we will do, you don't necessarily have to do poultry. You can do poultry, you can do duck, you can come in the egg program that we have, because we can take off the eggs from you. So Dr. Waldron, they're going to come to you, and they're going to talk to you and see how we can work with you on what you want to do, right?
Mr. President, what we can do, I can spare some time when we're through. And
Yes,
meet with
yes.
all those that are interested in livestock, and we can have a discussion.
But what I can tell you also, by the time we are finished here, because this goes out live, like yesterday, you will have a number of other persons from the region calling to be a part of the program also, right? All right. So thank you very much. If anybody else? Well, here what happened. Y'all ain't moving until all the sec bar and fish cake. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Good. Come, y'all gotta eat now.
I can bring it up.
Construction? Yes. All right, good. We'll work on this agriculture. I got coming in and after that. So we got work and bring more young people on, right? We do a lot of roads in here. We can come and check it. You want?
Yeah, that man.
We Seneca.
Right now.
Come, so let's keep everything ready. Let me get the thing. Hurry up.
Just nobody.
Good, you hear now?
Yeah, ready? Good? Okay, could you say your name and you guys want to represent this morning? These two projects, agriculture and housing. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think those projects are very good to tap into as young personnel that we're not only looking at farming as just traditional, but it's a business wise now that we're in a modern system and to being very highly populated and for everyone to start coming to Guyana because we're a producing nation. I think these initiatives are very great that Mr. President and his cabinet and staff could have come and offered that to us and bringing out members from the bank so that we know housing can be affordable to not just me, that to anyone, you understand? So those opportunities are very, very good that would have offered to us this morning. I think a lot of young people should come out and get on board with it because it's something that is not normally offered by anyone. So these opportunities that we have to take them as they're offered to us.
And what's your name?
My name is Kevin Dundas.
I don't think there is an yeah, just
Gary? What? Hello. Hi. Do you mind talking to us for this? Shy. Alright. She don't want to talk.
That'll be done like you. That's not to do this.
Ask this guy here. Who's your now? Okay. Or you can go later. No, I didn't want to talk. I want to talk to you. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. We have a couple of interviews with you guys. Me? That's what we interviewed some of you. So. Oh. Yes. Okay. Right here. There's a catch of this thing. Yeah. Excuse. Oh, excuse. Oh. I just wanted to know what are your thoughts on the initiatives that the president announced, the housing and the agriculture initiative. My just come down, come up more. More? Yes. It's good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ready?
Okay, could you say your name? And the president would have met with you guys this morning and announced two initiatives, housing and agriculture. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, my name is Aisha Hussein, and for the housing, I was surprised, the opportunity you get. And for agriculture, it's more better opportunity, like it's like a goal for people, right? So coming here and getting this opportunity is a really nice something. And I think people, youngsters should come out and take the opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Actually, clip the mic on the next person.
Oh,
Do you mind talking to us? Just want to ask you. Yeah, fair you. I just hook this up on you. What is the name? And the president would have announced two projects today for young people in this region. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's nice. It's good for young people because uh, I don't know how to explain it, but uh, the
Okay, take it back.
the president is helping young people, and that's good. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm not very good at speaking.
Don't worry with the camera. You just tell us if
Yeah.
it's a good program or
Yeah, it's alright.
just start over.
Sure.
Just tell us if it's a good program and encourage other people to come and join us.
Yeah, the program is very good because it's for young people, and that's the main thing because young people is the future of the country. That's my opinion, and should be everyone's.
Thank you.
Pardon?
So we're just going to ask you based on this engagement you have with the president today.
That's fine. I'm very camera shy.
Camera shy?
Yeah.